Hey artists and creators, J-Star here, and today I want to show you how I made these tiny pieces of art. They remind me so much of Vasily Kandinsky, the beautiful circles and these kind of layered looks here. They're super simple to do, just a stencil, some watercolor pencils, that's all it takes. So, can you do Kandinsky? We can do Kandinsky. Let's do it. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to keep it simple. I've got this circle stencil from Tim Holtz. I've got the Tim Holtz watercolor pencils, distress watercolor pencils. And these, I'm just in love with these. They're so cool. I've got sets 1 and 2. Oh, that's a set 3. I thought I had 1 and 2. Set 2. Maybe I got set 3. Anyway, so set 3 and 2. And we're going to stick to our 3 colors, but actually I'm going to narrow it down to 2 colors. So let's see, peacock feathers, and then maybe, let's look at crackling campfire and spiced marmalade. And then do we like mermaid lagoon or tumble glass? Maybe we'll do tumble glass in a second. We'll do mermaid lagoon. Okay, so basically, we are just going to color in the circles randomly. And this is just plain cardstock right here from, Walmart. And we're just going to color in the circles, kind of do it randomly. As random as a human can. We are always trying to find patterns. Our brains are made to look for things and find connections. Okay, so that was Mermaid Lagoon. Now I'm going to come back in with some peacock feathers, and I'm going to just kind of color in the middle of these circles. We'll create a nice blend. But then I'm also going to come in and color in some of these. So let's do with the peacock feather. Just do a couple. And then we're going to come back and with the spiced marmalade, fill in the rest of the circles. And, normally I love this stencil because it's got this jagged edge, but it does chew up the edge of these pencils. But if you don't blow that off, when we put the water on there, that will actually dissolve too and kind of thicken the color around the edges. Okay, so we've got that. And then we're going to throw in a little crackling campfire. And I'm just going to kind of do like a circle in each of these. And then I'm going to come in here with these peacock ones, and I'm going to do a light, squiggle. So it can have just a touch of that orange in there. Not all of them, just like that, okay? And now, I'm just going to take our water, it's water in a spray bottle, and spritz it. Okay, I'm going to let that sit and dissolve the pigments for a little bit. And then I'm going to come in here and just kind of swirl around these circles. And I'm just doing the blue to start. I don't want to get my colors muddied yet, or really at all. Okay, and then we'll come back and do some blending of the orange ones. Okay, and then I'm just going to come back and do these orange centers. All right. I'm going to pull that off. And let's see. Got a little bit of bleeding there. I'm just going to pick that up with the brush, this extra water. It's better to pick it up with the brush than to try to blot it, because if you blot it, it'll like pull all the color and pigment and water that's sitting there right now until it fully dries. Okay, cool. And then I'm just gonna just toss that in the trash can. I'm gonna wipe off my stencil, and I'm gonna go ahead and move to this side of the paper. Actually, I'll flip it just to keep it simple. And this time, we do like a red-green combo. Maybe Twisted Citron and pistachio could be interesting. And then maybe, actually, maybe candy apple, and then we'll do the campfire again, because that orange color looks so nice with the greens. Okay, so let's come back in here and do some circles. All right, and then we'll throw a little cracked pistachio in there. I always think this is a weird, I mean, I love these names, but I think it's a little weird because it's a little bluer than really pistachios are, but it's a great color. I'm just going back in over the Twisted Citron ones and giving some more color in the middle. Again, that's going to just create that more interesting blend. Okay, and then we're going to come in with Crackling Campfire. That's the more orange one, and do a few of these. Actually, you know what I want to do? I want to put some crackled pistachio in some of these holes. Okay, now finish. I don't want too many of the red-orange ones. Just, I don't want it to overwhelm what I'm doing. And then we'll come back with the candied apple, do a kind of a soft center, not pressing as hard. I'm just treating it more like charcoal, I guess. Okay, and then, yeah, we're gonna take some of this candied apple and do some strong rings in some of these. Actually, I'm doing it all in the pistachio. Let's do some in these guys. I love that lime and red together. Okay, maybe a little there, a little there. Should come back in. Put the more orange color in here. Okay, anything that doesn't have two colors, I think everything does. Okay, and now, once again, we'll spritz. Beautiful, beautiful. I almost kind of like, you could almost just leave it like that and let it do its thing. Maybe we should try that instead of blotting it up. Let's just leave it. Is there anything that is jarring to me? I really love the way these circles do. It's almost like when you do a pour painting and it's the cells are opening up. Let's put a little more water right on that one. Yeah, maybe we just don't use a brush. We just let it be. Let it be. There will be some artwork. Let it be. Okay. I really like what this is doing. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this up Well, I want it to spread more, but maybe we just do it like that and let it sit for little bits. I'm gonna pick up some of this extra water here, just so it's not too soupy on the paper. Okay, so what I'm looking at, I don't know if you can see it, but where the edge of the stencil like grated off the watercolor pencil, there's some kind of little dots. Ooh, that looks nice. And I need a little bit of extra water, I think, but I'll do it on, I've got some glass over here. I don't know if you can see that. Is it off camera? Just a little bit of water so I'm just kind of coming in here and blending over those speckles. They will blend in because we are going to splatter this just to give it an extra layer of interest. It's either a paintbrush hair or a Stella hair, not sure which. Let's see if we can blend that more. And I pulled that extra over to here just to let these circles kind of connect. And say it was kind of floating out in space. All right, I'm gonna leave it there. And actually I'm gonna dry this with my heat gun, with my heat tool, before we go to the next step. Okay, this is dry now. And now I just wanna splatter this with some colors, okay? And first I'm gonna get I have my splatter box, okay? Because I've realized that every time I splatter, I get splatters everywhere, including my computer mouse, which is just right over there, which seems like it's far enough away, but it's not. The splatters kind of go everywhere. So I'm trying to contain it in the little splatter box. But I was just gonna show you first, we're gonna do a little white. I'm just putting a little drop there, my frame there, yep. And then squirt it with some water. And I'm just using one of these stiff bristled brushes. It's nice because it's a hard acrylic, a hard plastic brush, and so the water, you know, splatters off of it easier. So let's just throw this in here and load up that brush, and I'm just gonna tap it on my finger. See, I think it's actually splashing up to my phone, which is, you know, way up here. Of course, the white is hard to see until you look really close. Okay, probably enough. And then I want to do teal on the one half. You know what I just realized? I'm going to cut this in half because, again, I don't trust my splattering. And I really only want to put the teal on the teal piece. Yep, I'm still getting splatters over there. Maybe I just need to build a bigger, taller edged splatter box. Okay. Couple spritz. And there's a lot of water in this brush too that will help blend with that. And blend it nice so we get a nice watery teal. Looks good. And I've chosen kind of a darker shade than what I used here because I want it to kind of pop. Okay, and oh. Okay, that looks pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, so let me move that one out of the way, and I'll put this one in here. Get rid of that. Yeah, there's still, I think there's no winning with the splatter game. Have to do it like somewhere in a plastic-coated Dexter room. Okay, oop. And this one I'm using some lime green, and it's just a hair darker than what we have on this card. Ooh, let's give it a couple spritzes. That blended very well. It's really pretty. Beautiful lime green. And then that looks pretty cool. Okay. And then I'll turn this back like that and bring our other one back in, because now we're going to do a black splatter. Now, whoa. And I know you've seen me use this a billion times. I save the glass out of the frames I use for my butterfly specimens, my faux butterfly specimens, which you can see on Etsy. And actually, I'm probably going to turn some of these into greeting cards, which I also sell on Etsy. The shop is called Funk and Dazzles, just like what you see right up there, Funk and Dazzles. Just search for the shop name in Etsy. And what was I saying? Oh, so I saved the glass, and it's a great mixing little palette for, using stamping or paints or whatever, alcohol inks. And when you're doing black, you don't want to get it too watery, because then it'll just be gray. So, you want to keep it pretty dark. In fact, I'm going to put some more black back in that. Okay. Also with the black, I prefer that it not bleed, so you want it to have a little less water so it'll stay on top of the paper. Okay, and that's a nice rich black. Okay. I like that. Oh, Nikes. I'm going to see if I can pull that off of there. Nope, I can't. Hope I haven't ruined it. If anything, I've only ruined one section. And if you don't keep reloading your brush, the more you tap off, the finer the splatters will be. Okay, before I overdo, that looks pretty cool. Let's get those dry and we'll cut them out. I decided to try something with this one. I'm going to try to see if I can make kind of an American flag looking deal. So I'm going to get some prize ribbon and faded jeans. And then I think barn door and candied apple. And maybe actually, maybe I'll just use the faded jeans very lightly to make the white stripes. Okay, so what I want to do is color in maybe I can do it twice on here and get a few. I basically want to use this section for my artist trading card size. So this is going to be our blue field where the stars are. And this one. And then we'll do in our reds. Actually, maybe I want to make this more linear. Ooh, I messed that one up. I forgot to skip a row, but we're not gonna let it bother us. Okay, put a little barn door in here just to give it some excitement. And then with the faded jeans, I think I'm just gonna go very lightly in these what would be the white stripes. And then we'll just not worry about that one. If it works out, then we'll do more with it. And we're gonna spritz it with water. Cool. Let that percolate. And then I'm just gonna kind of swipe over it a little bit. Oh, ooh, don't mix your colors, J-Star. Okay, gonna have a little bit of a purpley effect on the flag. Okay, and then now go to your reds. And what I'm kind of hoping is that it'll push the red to those edges, and it'll strengthen that rectangular shape. Okay, just experimenting anyway. Okay, and I've wiped off my brush, and then we'll do the pale blue in these stripes. I think that actually will work, except of course where I messed it up here, but okay. I probably should have done those first so I didn't have any other colors on my brush, but you know, hindsight. Let's pull this up. I don't know, it looks a little messy, but it could end up being cool. We'll just reserve judgment, shall we? I'm gonna dry off my brush, and then I'm just gonna pick up these extra pools of water. Yeah, I got those very purpley, but it's kind of cool. Okay, again, once we cut these things down, I think it can look more interesting. Look at that, right? I think it's pretty cool. Okay, so I'm gonna dry this and then we'll splatter it. All right, so I'm gonna splatter a little bit. We're gonna do, actually I'll do the white first. Just a little bit. I might be able to do this with enough water from the brush. Of course, I didn't clean my water, but that looks okay. It's kind of a grayish white. But I think we're going for grunge Americana here. Sure, why not? I don't want too much, so that's probably fine. Then we'll go, ooh, that is a lot of blue right there. You see that blob of blue? I can't see, there it is, okay. So, I really like this effect. Okay. And a little red. Did it again. Let's see. Maybe I'll use clean water out of my spray bottle instead of the dirty water from the glass. Awesome. And I was going to put some black splatter on here, but I think I'm going to stick to those, you know, rule of three, even though the white is very subtle, the white gray, but I think I'm going to stick to that and not put any black on it. Okay. So now let's dry that and let's cut them out. All right. So now we've got our Kandinskys and our Jasper Johns here, and I just want to cut them out. And so with this one, I've already figured out you can divide it by 3 circles, by 4 circles. So right there. And I want to cut them down to about 3 1/4 by 2 1/4. Just leave a bare minimum on the edge. But this, I didn't put the stencils on here straight. You know, if you do it better, you can have a straight edge. But I'm going to start by making that as straight as I think I can. That's probably good. And then I'll come in here and right on the edge of this. That off. And now I'll come in here at 3 1/4. Yeah, and that's going to cut that bottom edge off nicely. Cool. And now we can do 2 1/4. I was just noticing my numbers have rubbed off on my thing right where I'm always using it. It's funny. 2 1/4, 2 1/2. All right. And that'll be right between those two. So now we have that little one. This is the one I kind of blocked on it, you know, so I don't know if it's ruined or not. It's kind of okay. You know, sometimes people like the redheaded stepchildren of art. Okay. And there we go. Beautiful. I love that. It's just like a little piece of art. It is like a Vasily Kandinsky, where you see those circles. Of course, his colors were much more crazy, but he was a genius. I'm not a genius, so I stick to 3 colors. And you can kind of see how that 3 color thing, there's the lime, there's that turquoisey pistachio color, and then the oranges. So that works out. Let's go here. And basically, by the way, I'm lining up the edges of these big circles. That's what I'm using as my guideline to see what was straight. Sure. Okay, and I'm going to go to 3 1/4. And now this, if I remember, well, okay, so just outside those lines, I'm going to line up, yeah, I'm lining up the top of the stencil edge along there with this line, and then it'll be like a millimeter wider. And I'm going to save that. Look how fun that is. And then if I look at this, so I think I'm going to come in here and cut this to make that more squarish. Okay, cool. And cool. I'm not going to chop too much on that one, but now I can do 3 1/4 and 2 1/4. A little American flag. Cool. That's actually a pretty cool piece too. Throw that in my scrappage. Okay, 3 1/4 and 2 1/4. And there's that. It's not even that bad with that piece there, but I probably wouldn't do this, you know, for something I was going to sell. This is my practice. I mean, I literally just thought of it while I was making this video to actually try to make it look like a flag. And now I would take these and mount them on 2 1/2 by 3 1/2 black card. Okay. Oop. How good that looks. Just that, you know, I always say put a frame around it. These, we're putting a paper frame around it, so you don't have to edge it with the black marker or anything. Look at that. Look how good it looks. Actually, I think it goes, does it go that way? Not sure. It's cool. Oh, I love it. And then now, as I said, I mean, this is a great artist trading card. I mean, you've made little art here. Or, which I'm probably going to do, is make some greeting cards, which I just take my artist trading card size and attach to colored blank greeting cards. I mean, that's pretty cool right there. Let's look at these others. Let's see. I'm running very low on cards right now. I have some ordered. That on the lime green. Doesn't that just remind you of fried green tomatoes? Look how pretty that is. Okay, let's see. Do I have a tealy color? It's not exactly a teal, but that color is nice with it. Let me see if I have an orange or a turquoise. Well, I only have envelopes in turquoise and orange, but look how great that looks. And then, oh, if we took another, oh, that's really nice. Oh, wow. Cool. So we make beautiful, I call these art cards because they're greeting cards that you can send to somebody, but then they can frame them. These are all 5x7, so they can frame them and have this lovely little piece of art to hang on their wall or tuck in their bookcases. I love making these. So I hope you like making them too. Thank you so much for watching the video. Please like and subscribe and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. From Funkin' Dazzles, this is J-Star saying have a great day and keep creating.